This place should not exist. A continent of ice balanced on the edge of survivability. A frozen giant so vast, so heavy, it bends the earth beneath it. What you are about to witness is not a country, not a destination, but a living, breathing force of nature, older than memory, where silence weighs more than sound, and ice behaves like something alive. Kalaallit Nunaat, the land that belongs to the cold. From above it looks endless, a white expanse swallowing the horizon, erasing all sense of scale. No borders, no roads, no landmarks to anchor the eye, just ice, layer upon layer, stacked over millennia, pressed into a single frozen mass that stretches farther than vision allows. This ice is not static, it flows, slowly, invisibly, relentlessly. The Greenland ice sheet creeps toward the sea, a frozen river hundreds of thousands of years in motion. Each year, it advances mere centimeters. Yet its weight is so immense, it pushes the Earth's crust downward, compressing the land beneath it like a hand pressing into soft clay. Here, time moves differently. Snow falls, never melting, only burying what came before. A single meter of ice can represent decades. A kilometer of ice can hold the story of entire civilizations. Air bubbles trapped from ancient atmospheres, chemical fingerprints of climates long vanished, a frozen archive of Earth itself. Beneath this ice lies a secret, a hidden world of mountains and valleys, of rivers locked in darkness, of landscapes no human eye has ever seen. If the ice was stripped away, Greenland would not rise. It would sink. Much of this land lies below sea level, held above drowning only by the weight of its own frozen armor. The paradox is brutal. Ice preserves life's history, yet its melting threatens life's future. The cold here is not merely temperature, it is dominance. Winter consumes the land for most of the year, wrapping it in darkness that lasts for months. The sun disappears, the sky dims to deep blue twilight, and the wind becomes the only voice left speaking. Storms arrive without warning, winds scream across the ice sheet at hurricane speeds, lifting snow into blinding white walls. In these moments, direction vanishes. Up and down lose meaning. The world becomes a void of motion and cold, where survival depends on instinct and restraint. And yet, life endures. Along the fractured edges of the ice, where glaciers meet rock and ocean, the land breathes again. Here, the ice breaks apart in violent beauty. Glaciers carve into the sea with the sound of collapsing mountains, sending icebergs drifting silently toward distant waters. These icebergs are travelers from deep time. Some formed centuries ago, snowflakes falling before empires rose and fell. Now they float free, sculpted by wind and tide, glowing blue from compressed ice so dense it absorbs all color but one. In the waters below, life gathers. Seals surface through breathing holes. Their bodies are adapted to the cold that would kill most mammals in minutes. Narwhals glide beneath the ice, their long tusks cutting through dark Arctic seas like myth made real. Above them, polar bears patrol the frozen edges, apex predators in a kingdom of scarcity, built entirely for this world of white and silence. Every movement here costs energy. Every hunt is a gamble. Every mistake is final. Summer arrives briefly, almost reluctantly. The sun circles the sky without setting, casting golden light across the ice for days on end. Meltwater forms rivers atop the ice sheet, impossible streams flowing across frozen ground, plunging suddenly into deep blue chasms called moulins, draining straight into the heart of the ice. These rivers accelerate the ice's movement, lubricating its base, urging it faster toward the sea. What looks serene from above is, in truth, a system on the edge of imbalance. Greenland holds enough ice to raise global sea levels by more than 7 meters, a sleeping giant whose awakening would redraw coastlines worldwide. What happens here does not stay here, yet the land remains indifferent to consequence. It has seen warmth before. Long ago, forests grew here, evidence buried deep beneath the ice. Greenland remembers a world without cold, just as it remembers the cold tightening its grip. The sky often feels unreal. Auroras ripple overhead like living fire, green and violet curtains dancing across the stars. Solar winds collide with Earth's magnetic field, turning invisible forces into light. Even the heavens seem alive in this place. Sound is rare. When it comes, it arrives with power. The deep crack of shifting ice, the thunderous collapse of a glacier face, the low rumble of movement beneath your feet. Most of the time, there is only wind and breath, and the quiet understanding that humans are not meant to dominate this environment, only to pass through it, briefly, carefully. Kalaallit Nunaat does not invite conquest. It offers perspective. Here, the planet reveals its raw mechanics. Ice as a geological force, cold as an architect. Time is measured not in years but in layers. This land exists at the intersection of extremes, fragile and powerful, ancient and changing, silent yet influential beyond imagination. It reminds us that Earth is not static. It is alive, shifting, responding. Standing at the edge of the ice, watching glaciers breathe into the sea, it becomes impossible to feel separate from the planet beneath you. Impossible to believe that something so vast could ever be fully understood. Kalaallit Nunaat does not care if it is seen. It does not need witnesses. It has existed long before us and will continue long after. A frozen giant that should not exist, yet does.